Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Infra Limited Q3 and 9-month FY24 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode. There will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during this conference, please signal an operator by pressing star and then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Vishal Mehta. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I, on behalf of Stellar Investor Relations, welcome you all to Infra Q3 and 9M FY24 earnings conference call. We shall be sharing key operating and financial highlights for the third quarter and 9 months ended December 31, 2023. We have with us today the senior management team of Infra Limited, Mr. Vikas Kothari, Managing Director and CEO, and Mr. Sunil Kumar Jain, Chief Financial Officer. Before we begin, I would like to state that some of the statements made in today's discussion may be forward-looking in nature and may involve risk and uncertainties. Documents relating to the company's financial performance, including the investor presentation, have already been uploaded on the website of the stock exchanges. I now invite Mr. Vikas Kothari to share his initial remarks on the company's performance for the quarter and 9 months. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vishal, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to our company's Q3 9-month FY24 earnings call. Hope you all have been able to go through our investor presentation for Q3 and 9-month FY24. As we have been apprising you on our previous calls, our execution run rate has been improving consistently. In the 9 months ended December 31, 2023, we are happy to report that our revenues of 818 crores, which is the highest ever in the history of our company, and is up by almost 81% year on year, and is significant achievement considering our full year FY23 revenues of 799 crores. Profitability for the operating and net margins has also improved during 9 months period. In 9 months FY24, our EBITDA margin comes in about 7.8%, and net profit margin at about 5.3%. In Q3 FY24 too, the execution run rate remained robust across engineering segment and pickup in sales witnessed in real estate segment too, leading to overall revenue growth. Engineering business profitability maintained with EBIT margins at about 11% in Q3 FY24. However, overall EBITDA margins was impacted due to timing mismatch in revenue and expense booking in execution of some of our projects. Our outstanding order book remains healthy at about 2,500 crores, which translates to about 3 times of our FY23 revenues and provides a good revenue visibility for the next 2-3 years. The order book is well diversified with a good mix of hydro and water projects and Jal Jeevan Mission projects and pump storage project also. Hydro and water projects are typically irrigation, dam, construction of dam, hydromechanical equipments, and are executed over the next 3 to 4 years and give us a good EBITDA margin of about 18%. Revenues for these projects are recorded on a project completion basis. On the other hand, Jal Jeevan Mission projects have 2 major components, which includes pipe procurement and laying and other EPC related works related to civil structures like overhead tanks, pump houses, CWR, RWR, etc., etc. These projects are to be executed over a period of 2 to 3 years with a healthy EBITDA margin of about 12%. However, the nature of these projects requires us to upfront some of the expenses, while book revenues upon completion of the section of the milestones, causing some volatility in our quarterly numbers, including gross margins. Our current outstanding order book of JJM projects is 1,490 crores, out of which 750 crores is from UP and 740 crores is from Rajasthan. Once executed, our track record will be enhanced, and these projects will open the doors for other similar projects with central government as well as with state governments. These two projects, once completed, will give us an incredible pre-qualification for future projects in order to qualify independently for much larger projects over the next 1-2 decades. We recognize substantial potential in India's hydro and water sector, particularly in hydropower and water supply projects, and there were interlinking projects also, which are coming up now. Leveraging our expertise, we are well positioned to secure a significant market share, especially in hydromechanical equipment, and also generate steady revenue through the next 5 to 10 years through operation and maintenance of the projects that we are undertaking. The growth prospects are further enhanced by the emergence of pump storage projects, river interlinking projects, Jal Jeevan Mission projects, providing exciting avenues for expansion in our focus on hydroelectric power generation and water infrastructure verticals. Lastly, let me now give you some updates on key litigations that our company was involved in and the progress that we have achieved in those litigations. As we had updated you in NTPC Tapon Vishnugad hydroelectric power project, we had won an arbitration award which was challenged by NTPC in High Court. The amount was fully deposited by NTPC in the High Court under protest. We are happy to report that NTPC has paid us around 65% of the total claim amount, which is an amount of 46 crores under the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme in December 2023. Development in Bhilwara Jaipur Toll Road project was that arbitration award was already with us. The PWD had deposited 10% of the arbitration award amount before challenging the award. The appeal made by the PWD, Government of Rajasthan, has been dismissed by the commercial court, and hence the arbitration award has been reinstated. The PWD, Government of Rajasthan, has now option of appealing against the decision of the commercial court in the High Court of Rajasthan, and more specifically in the double bench, because of the current rules of the Arbitration Act. With respect to Mahada Bandra project in Mumbai, because of various reasons, we had the consortium had appealed to the arbitration forum against Mahada, and the matter was finally heard with an award partially in our favor, with FSI enhancements and a couple of other reliefs which were granted to us, and some reliefs which were not granted to us, subject to payment of additional applicable rates of the FSI, enhanced FSI. The operationalization of the award is subject to further legal proceedings by Mahada, and also we have ourselves appealed against the arbitration award, seeking some additional release from the legal process. Before I request our CFO, Mr. S.K. Jain, to delve into the details of our quarterly performance, I would like to reiterate that over the past few years, we have continued to build on our strengths and have increased the scale of operations of our company. With a large order book at our hand and our demonstrated track records and leading position in hydro and water infrastructure, we believe that we are well placed to capitalize on the opportunities in this space and post strong growth in coming quarters. I now request Mr. S.K. Jain to take us through the financial performance. Over to you, Mr. Jain.
Thank you, Vikasji. While the overall performance has been discussed, let me take you through some key highlights of this quarter. Execution momentum continued across both engineering and real estate segments, with revenue growth of 24% year-on-year to rupees 245 crore and 140% year-on-year to rupees 11 crore, respectively to quarter 3 2024. In Q3 24, unbilled revenue have been considered for those items whose billing will be done in 1 month after the end of quarter, unlike the previous policy. Higher other income on account of receipt of arbitration award under Vivad Se Vishwas scheme has been accounted for. As we have been highlighting, we have focused on utilizing our fresh cash flow to reduce debt. Our non-current liability have reduced from rupees 96 crore in March 21 to 62 crore in September 23. We will continue to carefully use our free cash flow to strengthen our balance sheet. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. We have the first question from the line of Kaushal Kedia from Walford. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. My question is for the CFO. Can you please explain as to why, what mismatch is there in the revenue booking and in the expensing out in this quarter?
Yeah. Unlike previous quarters, we used to bill unbilled revenue, the work which we completed in quarter end, and the billing has not been done. So we used to bill as unbilled revenue as per banking guideline and as per our internal policies. But for the GST perspective, we cannot book the revenue if the billing is not done in 15 days or 30 days. In December quarter, we have booked only those revenue. For the billing of those will be booked certainly in 1 month. So those gaps have caused some revenue booking, lesser revenue booking.
How much is that amount?
25
we've done the work. How much is it?
25 crore approximately.
So, for my understanding, so this 25 crores is the work is done and it's just the billing and that has to be done. The billing has to be raised and recognized as revenue.
Yeah, but the billing will not certainly be done in January. So we have not booked as unbilled revenue into that quarter. Okay,
but the work that we've done for this has come as expense. As I'm assuming changes in the finished goods.
Yes. Unbilled revenue we can book at the profit and finished goods we have to be billed only at cost.
No, can you repeat that please?
Unbilled revenue we can book at profit also, which we have to bill to the government. And finished goods we have to bill only at stock, only at cost.
Only at cost. So basically, unbilled revenue to the tune of 25 crores.
Unbilled revenue is 25 crores, which we have to bill to the government in January. But we were not certain it will be done in January, so we have not booked as unbilled revenue.
Okay, so we've not recognized it as revenue, but we've incurred expenses pertaining to that revenue.
Yes.
Okay, and so one more question. So in the notes to accounts, it says that we've sold some land for 16 crores. So that is showing where?
That land is in our SPV in Gujarat silo, where we have sold the land and the amount is lying in that company only.
In that company?
In SPV only, yes.
Okay. And this in the same notes to accounts is 25.93 crores of advances that the company has given to the subsidiary that is showing as advances in the books of the company.
That is lying as of now to Gujarat and Bihar silo. Out of that 25 crore rupees, 16 crore has already been realized in those companies, which will be paid to main company in some time.
Okay. So the other income, which is at 19 crores, it pertains to the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme amount that we've received.
Yes. We have received some 40 odd crore rupees in Vivad Se Vishwas, and in this 40 crore rupees, some 19 odd crore rupees is towards interest income.
Towards interest income. Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering, that the Vivad Se Vishwas receipt will not be classified as other income. That is what my next question is.
Only interest income we have classified as other income. Main supply income has been classified in the main income, main turnover.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jinesh Shah, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Good evening, Vikasji and team. My question is specifically related to the Palacia project. Can you please elaborate how many units we have sold in this quarter and what are the balance unit which we are planning to sell further?
Jain Saab, can you take that question?
We have uploaded the presentation on Palacia project, and we have almost sold 60% of the units in up to December 23, and some 150 out of 150 units 3,49,000 has already been sold and 2,96,000 is remaining to be sold, which will set a revenue of almost 300 crore rupees. And against the sold units, we have already realized 313 crore rupees, and some amount is already is yet to be realized. Overall, in next 2 to 3 years, some 370 crore we can realize out of cash flow.
So why this realization is getting delayed? Because as I understand, the project is completed, the OC is received. If the units are sold and the agreement is done with the buyer, why the realization is getting delayed?
People are not getting their units registered in their name because of stamp duty, and there is no any law which can prohibit them कि आप stamp duty देके payment करो या booking वो करो registry करो. So people are just waiting for that.
And what kind of total revenue we are expecting from Palacia by this year end, by this financial year end?
So roughly 35 to 40 crores.
Okay. The second question I have for Vikas. Vikas, we have been talking a lot about pump hydro projects and other, and in the last call also, the company was expecting to grab quite a few projects in this segment. Can you please elaborate how many projects we have bid so far and what are the expected order book in this line?
As of now, we already have 150 crore project going on in the pump storage project, which is the Kunda pump storage project in Tamil Nadu. This is our first project in pump storage, hydro pump storage project. Likewise, we are expecting, the government of India has drawn a potential of adding another 25,000 megawatts through pump storage projects. So, certainly, it takes a little time for these projects to come up for bidding, but because first the DPR is made, DPR is approved, financial closure is done, CCA is for government sector, CCA clearances are done, all those things, once they are tied up, then the bidding starts. So the bidding process itself is a little slow, but certainly since this is being driven by the PMO, therefore there will be no dearth of equity funding especially for the central and the state government projects, and certainly these projects will come up for bidding. My sense is that in the next 6 to 12 months, some of these projects will come up for bidding. Okay. And our share in that will be, of course, either limited to hydromechanical equipment, which will be roughly around 5% of the total cost of the project, or if we do civil and hydromechanical, then it will be much larger. But that will depend on project to project, how much we want to take and what part of the project we want to bid for.
Understood. You have explained about the Bandra, Mahada, where you are going to challenge the verdict. But this project of Bandra slum rehabilitation is pending since many, many years. And what I understand, based on the recent development, the Maharashtra government has already granted FSI, which is increased from 2.5 to 4. So is this 4 FSI is applicable for our project? And what is the time duration you are thinking when this matter will be closed with Maharashtra government?
See, the project is a slum rehabilitation project, and therefore it's very complicated. It takes time. But the good thing that has happened is when we took over the project, the sellable FSI was close to about 500,000 square feet, and today we are talking about almost 3 million square feet. So the FSI is increased, but my sense is that unless the plot is cleared, the monetization of this may take longer than usual. So we have signed up the joint development agreement with DB Realty, and hopefully in the next 6 to 12 months, the plot should be cleared of slum, and once that happens, then the monetization of this project will also start. My sense is 6 to 12 months.
Okay. Thank you, Vikasji.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Tejas Shah from Laser Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi. Regarding that Jaipur, how many units have been sold and how many units are pending?
Approximately 90 units have been sold.
90?
5. And 57 to 50 units are.
And out of 95, how many are booked Or because I think last time what you said is that unless and until the place is registered, you are not booking that in the revenue.
Yeah.
So out
The
of
value
95, how
the
many
value
are
of the
registered and how many are...
the value of the units is roughly 313 crores, and out of this, we have only booked approximately 140 crore rupees.
Okay. If I see sequential revenue now, I think we were showing loss in the thing on the real estate. Why is that?
Because we have to entire expenses which is going on towards interior and towards value addition, that is going straight away into the profit and loss account. Earlier it was capitalized when the project was not complete. Now it's going straight into the profit and loss account. Suppose we are incurring 10 crore rupees and the registry of only 8 crore rupees is done, so 2 crore will be shown as loss. But this loss is just it's a book loss, not a real loss.
Okay, so if you can share or throw a light to what is the normal average realization profit that we are looking at? Means on the sale value 10%, 15%, means
15%.
what will be
15%.
15%?
490 crore rupees is total value of project approximately, and this will get us 600 crore rupees approximately. So net our 15% is profit.
Okay. And on the Bandra project, what I understand, everything is cleared or still something, because I'm still a little doubting. And is the DB Realty is the now only joint venture, wherein I think DB Realty was supposed to construct the whole project and we were only going to enjoy the profits of the same. Am I right, or something has still changed?
So DB Realty is our only partner right now. They are the ones whom we had signed a joint development agreement with, and they were supposed to do all the slum clearing works, etc. Once the slum is cleared, we may jointly think of getting some third party on board, or we may monetize it on as is there is basis once the slum is cleared.
Okay. But any particular reason why do we still need a third party? Well, DB Realty is very capable, I think, in building things.
No, just it's still not finalized. The strategy is still not finalized on what we intend to do going forward. I mean, as of now, we are only focusing on clearing the slum and getting clean ownership on the land.
So right now it is being encroached by some people or some slums, which makes
right now there's slum over there. The slum needs to be rehabilitated.
Okay, and I think in between you had constructed some buildings also to rehabilitate. So is there still there, or you had planned to demolish it again and do something else?
No, we are renovating and upgrading it, and also constructing additional buildings also. I mean, DB Realty is doing it. We are not doing it. But we are upgrading the already constructed facilities, and also we are at the same time also constructing additional space at the same location.
And the SRA or the MHADA, everything is cleared, or still some formalities are pending with them?
No, we own the rights to develop the property, but there are still some, that is why we went into arbitration. We asked for some reliefs and we asked for some obligations to be cleared by MHADA. But MHADA was not able to provide us those condition precedents, and because of which we went into arbitration, and then arbitrator has given us an award, but that award is still not covering all the reliefs that we had sought from the arbitrator in our appeal, and therefore we have appealed against the award also. So matter is sub judice as we speak today. We did get some relief. For example, the land that MHADA was supposed to give us as per our original agreement was 26,000 square meters, 30,000 square meters. But what they gave us was only 26,000 square meters. So the arbitrator has given a judgment that no, you have to give them 30,000 square meters. So, things like this are what will need some intervention by MHADA and SRA. So that is if that is to answer your question.
How much time again this is going to take to again do that rejoinder and again reappeal and whatever?
My sense is next 6 to 12 months. And simultaneously, there are a lot of works which are happening simultaneously also, right? So on the ground, we are also constructing those temporary transit tenements. We are upgrading the existing tenements which are built there. So all those things are parallelly going on. While parallelly this arbitration and this legal process is also going on simultaneously.
What is the ballpark revenue that we can generate approximately from the...
See, revenue will all depend on what we intend to do once the plots are cleared. If the plots are cleared of all the slum and it becomes a clean piece of land, then we may decide to either develop it. The DB may decide to either develop it themselves, or DB may decide to sell it outright, or DB may decide to bring in a partner which brings in a brand at that stage. But that discussion doesn't make any sense to do now. That discussion makes sense to do only once the plot is cleared.
Basically, we still have to wait for a year at least, I think, looking at all the conditions.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Darshil Javeri from Crown Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi. Thank you so much for taking my question. Hope I'm audible, sir.
Sir, you are audible. You may proceed.
Yeah. Hi. So just wanted to ask, we have, I'm sorry I joined the call a bit late. Maybe my questions are repetitive. So we had a spike in other expenses this time, right? So could you just, why have our margins dropped a bit? Like, could you just explain, because we had significantly different margin in Q2 and Q3?
Yeah, the work which has been completed, and again, those the billing has not been done. That is showing as an expenses in the books of account.
And the billing will be done for when?
Due to elections in Rajasthan, the billing was not done. So billing will be done probably in March or April. Due to elections, 2-3 months we could not do any billing because the Achar Sanhita was there. There was no payment from those two projects.
Okay, sir. So also we want to know, sir, any kind of guidance would you give for, FY25 revenue and margins? What can we expect? Any projects that are coming to fruition, which will, increase our revenue somehow? Yeah,
March 25, we are hopefully targeting, if everything goes good, 1,200 crore rupees as a revenue, and 10% as 8 to 10% as net profit.
Net profit, sir. Okay, sir. That's great to hear, sir. As well as, sir, just wanted to ask, like, in terms of our order book and execution, like, just from understanding the company, as some projects, will take 3 to 4 years. So, are most of the projects, like, if you would see our life cycle of the projects in Jal Jeevan and Hydro, they would be at the starting, middle, or towards the end of the life, in case, majority of the projects?
We have right now projects in all the stages. Some are at early stage, some are at middle stage, some are at late stage. Like Manipur is at the early stage, and Shapur Khandi and Isarda is at middle stage, and Jal Jeevan is also at middle stage.
Okay. Yeah.
Majority, 95% of our order book, rather only 40-50 crores out of 2,500 crores is in early stage. Otherwise, everything else is in middle stage.
Oh, okay. So I just wanted to ask this question because maybe in the next 1 or 2 years we could see accelerated revenue as well as higher profits because a lot of expenses would have been already booked. Would that be a fair assumption, sir?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect, sir. And I just wanted to ask, like, with the election, does that, hamper our business somehow, orders or cash that is released from the government?
Yeah, definitely election does have an impact, because what happens is a lot of new tendering and new projects get frozen because of elections, both state as well as central government elections. So some of the states were affected because of state elections, and some of the states were affected because of central are now. I mean, most of the rather all state and states are affected by the central government elections. So all the tendering which should have happened by now is actually gotten deferred and is getting postponed. So there's a lag in that, and plus in terms of the execution of the existing projects and existing order book, that also has an impact to some extent, because during the election times, funding for all of these capital intensive projects slows down a little.
Okay. So, sir, would it be fair to know maybe Q1 might be a slightly muted quarter, and then Q2 onwards after the election, things will pick up more? Like, would that be a fair assumption, sir? And in the reverse way, will Q4 see higher activity or execution because government would want to complete a lot of projects before the election?
So some of the states where which have just completed elections will go in the full throttle mode now. So definitely there'll be pickup in those states, and but the new project tendering will certainly slow down because of the central government elections.
Okay. Got it. And just the last final question, sir. Do you see any kind of risk, that can be a speed bump, that we could face right now, just like from a macro or micro any perspective that you see?
Any risk on what?
Just in general, sir, micro risk or macro risk, that will impact our company, sir.
No, not in our infrastructure business. I mean, infrastructure, especially related to water, irrigation, dams, I don't see any macro or micro challenges, because, the focus is from the central government, and central government focus kind of, enhances the funding of even if it's of state projects. So, for example, you may have heard of Eastern Rajasthan Canal project, which is very soon, maybe in the next 6 months, going to be sanctioned by the central government and also declared by the central government as a national project. So once that happens, then 90% of the funding comes from the center, and the state has to only contribute 10%. So things like this do enhance the feasibility and the funding and the cash flow of the projects. So in terms of risk, I see, and plus nowadays the mindset has changed. The governments also don't allow litigation. The government also doesn't bid out the projects until all the clearances are in place, land acquisition is in place. So earlier these all challenges used to be there, where central and state government funding issues used to be there. So those are so any state where the center and the state are politically are not aligned can pose a bit of a challenge unless the project is if the project is partially funded by the center. So that is one of the challenges, I would say. And other than that, land acquisition, environmental clearance, and all of these challenges are not as much as they used to be earlier. Now they're not as much. Some of the projects which are geologically in unstable states, there maybe geological risks could be a risk. Geological surprises could be a risk. So things like that.
And the real estate, sir, that is we're seeing some different kind of demand. Some have good demand, some have bad demand. So just wanted to ask you that.
Real estate, our exposure is very limited. Now we have only 3 projects: Jaipur, Kota, and Bandra. So Jaipur is already completed. Kota is also completed. Bandra is what we'll have to keep on waiting till the slum gets cleared. So I don't see much risk on that side.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much, sir, for answering all the questions. That helps me a lot. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Nish Shah from Stellar AMC. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. So my question is regarding the arbitration award received from Tapovan. Like, where will the funds will be utilized? will it be utilized for the working capital, or we can pay off some portion of that? If you can give some guidance on that.
That amount has already been utilized in reducing CC limit. Earlier, our CC limit was 80 crores. Right now, it's 40 crores. So that amount is already reducing working capital.
Okay, so the funds will be utilized for the working capital, right?
It's already utilized. It's already
utilized.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the next question from the line of Ankur Agrawal from RC Wealth Solutions. Please go ahead.
सर जैसा कि आप कह रहे हो कि 25 करोड़ का जो आपका वो है बिलिंग है वो अगले क्वार्टर में होगी, जिसका एक्सपेंसेस आपने इसमें बुक कर रखा है इस क्वार्टर में, तो दैट मीन्स कि 25 करोड़ से बॉटम लाइन बढ़ती है अगर इसी क्वार्टर में आप उसको बुक करते हो.
यस.
ओके. एंड जो अदर इनकम आपका 9 करोड़ से बढ़ के 19 करोड़ हुआ है, उसमें 10 करोड़ आपका इंटरेस्ट इनकम है आर्बिट्रेशन का.
यस.
तो आर्बिट्रेशन का जो और अदर अमाउंट है वो आपने सेल में बुक कराया है रेवेन्यू में.
बिकॉज वो सप्लाई का था ना, वो सेल में बुक हो गया. ब्याज का था वो अदर इनकम में बुक हो गया.
अच्छा, तो इसके मतलब उससे बॉटम लाइन बढ़ गई क्योंकि वो उसका एक्सपेंसेस तो आप पहले बुक कर चुके हो गए.
हाँ बिल्कुल.
तो वो कितना अमाउंट है जो आपने सेल में बुक कराया आर्बिट्रेशन का?
सब मिला के 45, दोनों मिला के 45 करोड़.
45. तो इसका तो 45 करोड़ से बॉटम लाइन आपकी इंक्रीज हुई है इस क्वार्टर में.
ऑलमोस्ट, पूरा अमाउंट नहीं कह सकते लेकिन ऑलमोस्ट.
तो दैट मीन कि यू आर इन लॉस फॉर दिस क्वार्टर अगर वो 45 करोड़ नहीं आता तो?
लॉस नहीं है कि जो हमने सितंबर में जो अनबिल्ड रेवेन्यू बुक किया था बिकॉज ऑफ राजस्थान प्रोजेक्ट, वो हमने इस बार बुक नहीं किया क्योंकि वो राजस्थान में बिलिंग हमने नहीं करी और क्लोजिंग स्टॉक हमने एज रखा हुआ है बिकॉज इलेक्शन के टाइम पे वहाँ बिलिंग नहीं हो पाई. तो कुछ बिलिंग हमने कर दी थी सितंबर क्वार्टर में, वो बिलिंग हमने अभी नहीं करी, तो उसका इम्पैक्ट है. लॉस नहीं है, इम्पैक्ट है खाली.
नहीं, आपका 45 करोड़ का आर्बिट्रेशन का आपको रेवेन्यू बेनिफिट मिला जिसके कोई एक्सपेंसेस नहीं थे.
हाँ.
और 25 करोड़ का आपका जो है बिलिंग आपकी कैरी ऑन हो गई, तो नेट में 20 करोड़ का आपको बॉटम लाइन का बेनिफिट मिला ना, और बॉटम लाइन का आपको 12 करोड़ का प्रॉफिट है. तो दैट मीन्स 8 करोड़ का लॉस हुआ ना फिर इसके मतलब.
नहीं, इसमें कुछ आइटम ऐसे भी है ना सर, जल जीवन मिशन जैसे पाइप अपने साइड पे लेके आ गए और उनकी बिलिंग नहीं करी राजस्थान में, वो एज स्टॉक पड़ा हुआ. अगर मैं बिलिंग कर देते तो वो काफी बिलिंग हो जाती है. तो इसमें मान लो कुछ थोड़ा वैल्यू एडिशन रह गया है, पाइप ला के रख दी हमने, उसमें 2 जॉइंट रह गए हैं तो हमने वो बिलिंग नहीं करी, तो काफी स्टॉक बिल्डअप हो गया साइड पे राजस्थान में. तो वो सब बिल करेंगे तो उसके कोई खर्चा नहीं होगा इसमें, तो उसका प्रॉफिट अब आएगा नेक्स्ट 3 महीने 6 महीने में.
अच्छा, तो ये इरेक्टिव रहता है, मतलब अगर परचेज हो गई तो वो आप खर्चे में उसको वो कर लेते हो जिसकी वजह से प्रॉफिट.
रॉ मटेरियल कंजम्पशन में आ जाता ना, वो तो
रॉ मटेरियल कंजम्पशन में आता. तो वैसे आप जैसा प्रॉफिट का परसेंटेज क्या लेके चल रहे हो आगे तक, आप क्या आना चाहिए रेगुलर ईयरली बेसिस पे?
10-12% तो श्योर आएगा.
हमारे एक्चुअली जो ऑर्डर बुक्स का मिक्स है ना, वो जल जीवन मिशन प्रोजेक्ट्स के ऑर्डर हैं और वाटर सप्लाई, इरिगेशन और हाइड्रो पावर के प्रोजेक्ट. तो वाटर सप्लाई, इरिगेशन, हाइड्रो पावर में तो हमारी मोनोपोली है, मतलब बहुत कम. हाइड्रो मैकेनिकल इक्विपमेंट स्पेशली में हमारी मोनोपोली है, तो वहाँ हमारे मार्जिन 15, 16, 17, 18% रहते हैं, और जल जीवन मिशन में 10 से 12% के करीब मार्जिन रहते हैं. तो हर क्वार्टर टू क्वार्टर किस क्वार्टर में किससे रेवेन्यू मिक्स आया है ज्यादा, उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. तो इसलिए क्वार्टर टू क्वार्टर मार्जिन और प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी देखने की जगह कंसोलिडेटेड बेसिस पे और एनुअल बेसिस पे ईयर ऑन ईयर देखना ज्यादा रेलिवेंट है.
तो इस साल मार्च क्वार्टर में मतलब टोटल ईयरली रेवेन्यू क्या प्रोजेक्ट करा है मार्च 24 के लिए आप लोगों ने?
The 4-digit we are planning on crossing this time, so it will be a significant growth from last year. Number 1. Number 2, since all the past issues are also resolved, सारे पुराने issues सारे सब खत्म हो गए हैं, तो profitability भी हमारी 3 digits में expected है.
Okay. Thank you for that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next question is from the line of Kaushal Kedia from Walford. Please go ahead.
Sir, on the Plasia project, I just wanted to understand, you said that around 190 crores is booked revenues and 300 crores is what can be realized. So out of the 190, how much is received, if my numbers are right? How much is
No.
receivables?
Let me explain you. Out of
Yes.
313 crores is total consideration of sold units.
Okay.
Out of those, 280 crore has been realized.
Okay. 280 has been realized.
Yeah, but the revenue booking has been done only for 140 crore
Okay.
in P&L account.
Okay. And how much money is received?
280 crore.
280 crores is received. So you're saying 100 crores is showing as advance.
Yes. 140 crores advance. Yes.
140 crores is showing as advance.
Yeah. Yes.
How 140? 140 plus 180 you're saying?
No. 140 we have already booked. 280 has been realized.
Okay. 140.
280 minus 140.
Okay. Understood. Okay. That's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jigarbai Patel from J Invention. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, what are the reason of reduction of OPM margin in this quarter?
Because we have booked expenses on those items for which billing has not been done.
Okay.
Because of that, the OPM margin has been reduced. The billing will be done in March quarter or say June quarter.
Okay, so that will be increase in the future quarter.
Correct.
Okay, that will be adjusted in the future quarter.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. We have the next question from the line of Jitesh Jain, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Congratulations to the OHM management. This is, I believe, the highest ever turnover for the company, and we as shareholders very much look forward to see about 1,200 crores turnover very soon. Okay. I would like to know about this, the latest on the Bhilwara toll arbitration. I believe the commercial court recently gave a judgment in our favor. So now what's your way ahead for this?
The PWD might go to High Court or Supreme Court challenging the commercial court order. That's their prerogative and they can do that.
Okay. So this can basically take another 6 months to 12 months to conclude.
Yeah, we can say that. How judicial things go ahead, it all depends on High Court and Supreme Court.
Okay. And my next question is again on the new order inflows. I mean, like for the last 1.5 years, I don't think we have bagged any significant order. So are there some big order in the pipeline, like where the L1 or something like that?
No, we are not L1. We have bid for a few projects, but we are not L1 as yet. Now, we are in the process of bidding. No significant order has been added as yet. But as I said that, election year in the states and election period in the center also just slows down the process.
Okay.
So there are a lot of projects.
Within the next 6 months or so, we could see some positive news for there.
Correct. Absolutely.
Okay. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Kaushal Kedia from Walford. Please go ahead.
Sir, in our conversation in December, the 20th December, which we had done through the IR team, you had mentioned that the Bandra project will take about 2 to 3 years, and you had no visibility then. So on when the issue will be resolved. So what has changed since then that is making you believe that the slum rehabilitation will take another 6 to 7 months, hopefully?
No, slum rehabilitation will not take 6 to 7 months. I said 6 to 12 months. What has changed is that earlier we were thinking of, bringing in a third party as a partner in that project. Now that strategy has changed. Now DB Realty's situation has improved significantly. Their fundraising plans, etc., have all gone through. So the idea is that now, in principle, decision has been taken that we will clean the slum ourselves. I mean, we as in DB and us with our no financial involvement, of course. DB being the lead partner in that, DB will invest money and will be responsible for clearing the slum. And once the slum is cleared is when we will take the project ahead, whether develop it, whether DB will decide to develop it themselves or we'll bring in a third partner. So that is the change that has happened since last time.
Okay, and we are a 15% partner in this project, right?
The eventual beneficial interest in the sellable FSI is about 15%. Eventual, once the complete project is completed, when the project FSI is frozen, our beneficial interest in that project.
And what is the investment in this project?
20 crores.
And which year did we invest this in?
Our net investment after the premium that DB had paid us to enter into the partnership, our net investment, net effective investment is today stands about 20-25 crores.
Okay.
And this was done about 10 years ago.
2006.
2006? That is 18 years.
No, not 6. It was done over a period of 6 to 10. 2006 to 2010. So the last investment was done around 2000, I would say 10-11. But that is 20 crores.
Around 20 to 24 crores. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jinesh Shah, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So again, my question is related to Palacia. As I understood based on the discussion, the 140 crore we have advances, and that is yet to be booked in next coming quarters. And since we have now project is completed, OC is done, why we are not pushing our customer to go into the agreement so that this revenue can be realized in next quarter?
We are pushing our customers, but some customers are residing out of Delhi, out of Jaipur, some residing in abroad. So this is just taking time.
But this is a significant amount. If this 140 crore which comes as a revenue and we already done 100% expenditure on this project, so this is mostly conceived and will add to our bottom line, right?
Yes.
So we should push hard to the customer and we should get into the salaried agreement so this revenue can be immediately realized. That will improve our cash flow as well as increase our capability to bid for more projects. Is my understanding is right?
Yeah, that process is already on. We are pushing our customers regularly.
But this Palacia project is also 8 to 10 years old project now, and I hardly see any developer which will take time of 8 to 10 years to complete this kind of 500-600 crore project. In fact, we have done all our expenditure investment on this project way back, and 80-90% work was finished by 2019 or 20 before COVID. And then we struggled to get OC for 1 or 2 years. Now the OC is received, so it is very important for Home Infra to do the realization as a part of our books for this 140 crore, and we should push hard to sell the balance unit of this Palacia, because that will take this company to the new orbit itself, because our cash flow will increase and our bidding capability on mega project will also increase significantly.
No, it's true. We are pushing our customers and pushing sales team to do that. But things are going in its own way. We cannot reduce the price looking into the project and its value addition we have done. So price reduction is not a good idea. So we are selling that slowly and we will achieve the target because there is no leverage in the project, and we are hopeful that by 1 or 1.5 years it will be entirely sold.
Yeah, and what is the per square feet cost of this project as of now?
9,000, approximately 9,000.
I think this is also competitive price looking at the area where we have done this project. And the way the connectivity has increased between Delhi and Jaipur, I really surprised why we could not complete the balance 50 or 55 unit sales. I think we should push hard on our sales and marketing strategy on this project to expedite our revenue recognition in this project. So that's my sincere suggestion on behalf of entire shareholder community.
No, you are very right, and we are doing our best to do that, and we will succeed in that.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. We have the next question from the line of Jinesh from Niveshai. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. What I'd like to ask is, we said that we have a niche and we almost win 95% of the projects in hydromechanical. So I wanted to ask, what stops our peers or other companies to participate in the same thing? Just trying to get on the competitive scenario on it.
Sorry, I couldn't understand your question. You are saying?
Sir, as we hold almost monopoly in hydromechanical business,
Okay.
so I wanted to ask, what stops other companies or our competitors to enter into this niche?
See, I'll tell you, this is a very niche area of EPC because for several reasons. One, because a lot of lives depend on these equipments. One gate damage, one gate breaking down can lead to flooding of hundreds of square kilometers of surrounding areas and loss of lives, etc. As you have seen recently with all the floods that have happened in the Uttarakhand and in the northeastern states. So gates are very, very critical part of the overall project, and therefore the entry barrier that kind of creates the entry barriers for new entrants to enter into this field. Now, for example, if an HPC is coming out with a 500 megawatt project in Himachal or in Uttarakhand or in any of the part of the country, and that has 20 gates of 20 meter by 20 meter, then the pre-qualification criteria will ask for the company should have done a similar gate of similar capacity, at least 10 gates in the last 10 years, where they should have done the design, engineering, manufacturing, supply, erection, testing, commissioning of similar projects. So that creates the entry barriers. Now, the client cannot lower down the entry barriers because these are critical equipments. Therefore, unless you have done similar projects, and that in the last 10, 15 years of similar kind nature, it's not easy to qualify for such projects. Likewise, for dams also, construction of a dam is not a run of the mill. Like highways and roads are very, very basic form of EPC construction. Building construction is also very basic form of EPC. But these are all specialized form of EPC, like nuclear power projects, hydropower projects, dams. So this is what creates the entry barriers.
So just in case for civil construction, there are many companies. For hydromechanical, we see we are the only company. So in coming years, for 5 to 10 years, as we see major and mega projects coming in, so we will be the only major player to contribute to that hydromechanical part. Is my understanding correct?
Yeah, hydromechanical large projects there are very few players in this field or for large projects.
Okay, fine. And sir, for the arbitration award which you have received, have you booked the revenue as other income, which for that the other income is a lot more than the previous quarter? Am I correct on that?
So some part of the arbitration award of 46 crores has been booked as other income. Some part has been booked as EPC income.
Okay, got it. And sir, any views on orders which we have started receiving on PSPs or lever linkage, because given the opportunity size is so high, but the question is when these things will come into bidding pipeline or anything. So can you give a part on it on river linking and PSPs?
A lot of projects have been announced by both the central government and the state governments. Now, when these projects will come up for bidding, may be a matter of time, maybe in the next 6 to 12 months. But certainly there's a lot of action. You keep reading news about Prime Minister announcing river interlinking projects in the states of Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, UP, etc. So all those projects, now the only problem is that these, after the announcements, to reach the stage of tendering, it takes a long time. Could take few months, anywhere between 6 to 12 months, or maybe even 1 or 2 years. But the speed at which it used to happen maybe 10 years ago and at which it happens now has changed dramatically. Now the speed, once the announcements are made and by the time the bidding comes in, is only a matter of maybe 6 to 12 months. So a lot of projects for pump storage are also expected to come up for biddings in the next 6 to 12 months, and a lot of projects of river linking also expected to come up in the 6 to 12 months.
Okay, so we could see order inflows from FY25 enter as we have specialization in hydromechanical. So any sort of specialization in PSPs or river linkage which Om Infra has over other peers, or?
So PSP also has three major components: civil, hydromechanical, and electromechanical. And we are already specialized in two out of those three, civil and hydromechanical. So certainly, depending on which project we decide to bid for which package, we will definitely have a stronghold in bidding as well as in winning the projects.
Okay, fine. Got a clarity. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take that as the last question. I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Vikas Kothari for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
So, thank you very much for a good participation on our call, and thank you for asking very, very intelligent and positive and proactive questions. I thank each and every one of you for having interest in our company. And I assure you that we, in my own career, I've been part of this company for the last 25 years, more than 25 years. And in my own career of last 25 years, I've not seen such exciting times as I'm seeing now. Thanks to our Honorable Prime Minister's vision and mission of building power infrastructure in our country, both from renewable as well as from, other sources of power generation. So we are proud to be a power consumption country with heavy focus on renewable energy, and hydropower pump storage projects are all part of the renewable energy. So I'm quite positive on those fronts. And at the same time, the humbling vision of the Prime Minister to provide Har Ghar Jal under the Jal Jeevan Mission scheme. I'm proud to inform all our valued shareholders that we are working on some of the remote locations, like at the India-Pakistan border, providing water tap connections to villages which have never seen, which have seen roads coming to their households, have seen power, electricity coming to their households, but have still not seen water tap connections coming to their households. And I was just recently visiting one of our sites in Bikaner, in remote India-Pakistan border areas beyond, Nokha, Khajwala. These are the towns that we were working on. And it was an extremely humbling experience for me to be welcomed by the villagers there in order to thank me for bringing water to their household after 75 years of our independence. So not only are we proud of what we are doing, but we are also adding to the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister. So super exciting times and super work being done by us, by your company, and I'm thankful for you all to be part of our journey from here on. Thank you very much for participating.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this conference. Thank you all for joining us. You may now disconnect your lines.